Alright, welcome to the Cigar Box Guitar Builder, and today we're going to do a very quick diddly bow. Alright, diddly bow, bow diddly. If you've never heard of a diddly bow before, diddly bow is a one-string cigar box guitar. I think it's basically where Bo Diddley gets his name from. So Prince and I are going to take you through how to do one. Now, there's a couple of different ways. There's heaps and heaps of different ways to build diddly bows, cigar box diddly bows. I'm going to show you a way using like an old broom handle. Alright, so what I've done with this, I've cut this basically to a length of 30 inches. Alright, so we'll get a length. I know I'm in Australia, and I know we deal in metric over here, but for some reason, like when I do scale lengths in guitars, I always do it in imperial for some stupid reason. I don't know why. Anywho, look, if I measure that at 25, I'm going to put a nut here, well actually a screw. I'm going to put a screw here, and down the back, I'm going to have a bit of space down here where we'll have a bridge. The end will poke out the bottom of the box, and she'll be about that big. Now, it's a couple of different ways. One way that you can do it, alright, I've done this. All I've done is just scored that. So what'll happen is, I'll probably, with this one, actually I think I've done, this one may end up actually being a little bit better, because it's a bit flatter there. Alright, so when it comes up, you can actually technically just use the machine head as the nut, because as it leaves the nut, it's still, you know, it's not technical, guys. It's, you know, as someone's once said, it's a stick with a box. It's a box with a stick through it. You know, it's, have a bit of fun with this. All right. I've been speaking with a young guy recently here in Australia who just seems to be so worried about making mistakes. You know, making mistakes are all part of learning. Cigar diddly bow is a really great way to actually learn how to do something. All right, so because if you're going to make mistakes, make a mistake on this. This has literally cost me, it's going to be around about maybe $5, $6, $7 worth of parts. All right, so a little bit more if you're going to put a piezo in it, but anyway, we'll go from there. So this is it. Now, one thing you can do is notch it out, make it a little bit flat, and then screw it onto the top of the box. All right, now, I don't like doing that. It's not because there's anything wrong with it. I just don't particularly like the look of it. I actually want this thing to go straight through the box. So what I've got is a forceps bit, okay, on the end of my drill. All right, now most important, we're going to clamp the box to the countertop. All right, now that stops any chance, or stops you having a greater chance of hurting yourself. Alright, so safety first. So, let's have a little look at that. So it's all clamped.
Yeah, alright, so this is rocket science. I'm going to eyeball it, alright? If it was something like a, you know, it was a 3-string cigar box guitar, this is going to be a fairly fast build, so let's just, we're going to eyeball this, alright? So around about center, go to the back of the box. Now already, I've got one, it's pivoting, alright? I can see that box is actually pivoting, the box is moving like that. So I'll grab another vise. There we go.
That's the first hole, right there. That's pretty close. Go do the next one now. Again, clamp it. Don't get you down. Maybe without all the bits in the way. Let's see what happens there. If you fall over, I'll pick you back up. That's what I do, man. Alright, let's have a little look there. Eyeball it again. I keep doing that. Okay, eyeballing that. There we go. Oh. There we go. Open it up. So what I've done with this, I've put some I've already put some reinforcement in there just on the corners. Alright, so it's just using scrap timber, bits of timber that I've got left over. I try not to throw anything out. Let's just strengthen the corners of the box. Makes it a bit tougher. Alright. Put it through. So we'll use the pointy bit. And that's pretty tough actually. It's going through rather nicely. Now, if you hear that, that's not what you want. Find out where it is, because you want to give that you want to pop a bit of glue around that when you get a chance. Alright, twist it. Now this is quite tight. Alright. There we go. Just want a little bit out the end there. Eyeball it again. Alright, she's a little crooked. Keep it a bit straighter. There you go. Alright, now at this point I'm actually going to put a piezo in this because I like having all of my cigar box guitars to be amplifiable. Alright, usually what I'll do is, well, I probably will actually, I'm going to put the piezo disc, I'm actually going to glue it to the lid of the box, but directly above this point here. So once again, eyeballing it, saying okay, that's about there. So I'll actually glue the piezo disc there. Now that's actually going to be directly underneath where the bridge is going to be. So I'll probably use a little piece of wood here. I won't screw in because I don't particularly want to screw through the piezo disc. All right, up here again. All I'm going to do is we're going to drill a hole for a machine head. Now with this particular one, again, I'm keeping it really, really simple. I'm just going to use the number 7. I'm not going to put, I've got a few machine heads hanging around that don't have, that don't actually have, again, we're going to clamp this, and I'm just going to use a bit of timber underneath that so I don't put a hole on the bench top. You can hear Prince, he does this, he drives me nuts, bear with me. Hey, Fed. He's after his ball. He keeps putting it in boxes that he can't get it out of. That way it gets me to go and pay him attention. It's kind of clever, really. Annoying, but clever. Alright, so we're going to eyeball this. I want to keep a similar angle to the plane down there. There we go. Keep it fairly straight. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing to the end. Now I use a number 4mm drill bit for the end. The reason I do that is because I use rivets. So I'm going to pop that down there. Again, I'm going to clamp it, hold it steady. Again, I'm eyeballing this. Now, I use a drill press usually to, yowza, that's hot. There we go. Release that. Release! Right, usually I use a drill press on, we'll say it, the more expensive builds. Alright, here's a little trick for you. When I use the rivets, that's the rivet, I hold it like that, hit it on the counter. I don't have to use vise, anything like that, and just the rivet pops out. Again, I'll show you again. Here's the rivet, I hold it there with the pliers, hold the plier, hit it like that. That's it. Comes straight out. What I'll then usually do is, my fingers are all messed up, so I'm a little bit feeling a bit clumsy today. It's very dry here at the moment in Australia, and our farmers are really feeling it. So I'm not going to complain about having sore fingers, but fair dinkum, they are a bit sore at the moment because of the dry weather. It's cold and dry. There we go. All right, so there we've got a rivet there and a rivet there. Okay, I just got a single machine head floating around. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So again, with the machine heads, if you're a beginner, there's a little trick here. Okay, so let's see if I can take this off. Okay, all right. Now here, this is the machine head. This is the cog. This is where the string winds onto. At the back, there's the cog, and there's the screw. Okay, I think I'm using the right terminology. The important thing is that this little cog, this round piece here, or the pole, okay, has to be facing the body of the guitar. Okay, so there's the body of the guitar. It has to be facing the body of the guitar. And that's so that when the string pulls, you can actually see what I'm doing here. It pulls the cog and pushes the cog actually onto the screw. If you do it the other way around, it's going to pull the cog away from the screw, and you're going to end up with slippage. All right, it's going to slip, and you don't want that to happen. I'm just tightening this screw up. If the screw's got any play in it, the pole's going to wobble. Now in this case, I'm not using a guide. I'm not using a string ferrule. Okay, now that's going to go straight onto there. And the string's actually going to leave there. I'm using the nut is actually going to be the string winder itself. All right, so I'm going to bring this down here. Again, I'm going to clamp it to the desk. Okay, I'm holding that there. So the screw goes in. Now it's going in nice and easily because I pre-drilled, and I'm not going to have to worry about snapping the head off the drill bit, head off the screw. There's already a hole there. Okay. So there's already a hole there on the lid. Now that's going to keep that lid closed now for me. I'll get this out of the way. Now I'll get that out of the way. Alright, so there is your almost completed diddly bow. Alright, there we go. I should have used a mask, but that blackwood's actually very toxic. I'll tell you I was holding my breath. There we go. And we'll just sit that there over the top. I like to use strings from MRWS. They're called Devil's Hand strings. I've had a lot of success with them. They're not expensive, but they're good. So pop that through. And that's ready to go. Okay, so this has been the Handcrafted Guitar Builder. If you like what you've seen, subscribe. Press that subscribe button, all right? So you catch up on a whole heap of new builds that we're going to be doing. All right, enjoy. If you haven't made a diddly bow before, make yourself one. They're good fun, and they don't take long at all. See ya.